Hello, it's Echo, and welcome to another video. ArtFight ended a couple of weeks ago, so let's debrief on everything that happened this year. I got the inside scoop of what artists of all kinds thought about the event this year. I assume you know what ArtFight is, but in case you don't, go watch this video here. I go over everything about ArtFight and everything you need to know in that video. The teams. This year, ArtFight had 3 teams: comedy, mystery, and tragedy, and I think this drove a lot of engagement for the event this year. And when the teams were announced, people immediately had concerns about them, that the event wouldn't feel as fair with 3 teams instead of just 2. The teams wouldn't have a balanced amount of users, and it would feel like 2 teams were competing while the third was just getting left behind. I think 3 teams is really cool, but this wasn't the themes to do it for. I'm on Team Mystery, and I felt like my team is the third wheel in everything. Most available assets and decor have more things done for tragedy and comedy, or at least stuff that's more fitting. Like, they have the mask, the jester theme, sun and clouds, etc. We have smoke. The question marks? Tragedy and comedy is also a classic duo that mystery doesn't really fit into thematically, in my opinion. It's not that mystery isn't in the same theme, but comedy and tragedy is such an iconic duo that adding a third doesn't reach the same level of fitting in, I guess. Either way, I think 3 teams is awesome, and I think would be even better in the future if it's 3 teams with an equal level of inclusion in the theme, instead of a popular duo plus 1. The best way I and other commenters have come to describe it is that things feel stagnant and less energized. In the past, even when it was pretty obvious which team would win, a team held the lead for an extended period of time. Things still felt more energetic throughout the entire thing. I'm afraid there will be an imbalance again. The fact that there are 3 teams this year is really annoying. I don't want to pick between 3 teams, and it's less motivating because you have a 1/3 chance of your team winning instead of a half, which was way more fun in my opinion. It makes the teams feel more united and made the effort feel more worth it. Team Mystery was unnecessary to add. Many people agree that there should have been something in place to make sure that the amount of members on each team were more even. I also saw some rumors that people were making attacks before the event even started, which was inflating numbers of the team that was in the lead. But that's just a rumor. Obviously, that is a big no-no. You are not allowed to start making attacks before the event starts, and weirdly, I saw a lot of that this year, so no, don't do that. The rules. ArtFight had announced that they were changing some of the rules about tracing and 3D models. Bases, characters, creators, and doll makers may be used for character images but must be credited. They may not be used for attacks. This includes websites like PitCrew, HeroForge, video game character creators, and other doll makers. This includes artwork traced from posable 3D models such as Clip Studio Paint, Design Doll, and similar programs, self-made bases, and photographs you have taken. Lots of artists trace over 3D bases in real-life images. It makes the process faster, and it helps you when you can't seem to get the poses down quite right. Though after a few days and many videos made about this situation, ArtFight retracted their statement and further clarified on what they meant by this. ArtFight updated their rules, further clarifying what they consider tracing and what they consider referencing, and have since kind of walked back on everything they originally first put out. Make sure you go and read all of this for yourself on the website. It's pretty long, so I'm not going to read it here. After they had released these changes, it seemed that the community was happy again and was thankful that they made these changes swiftly. And keep in mind, this was before the event had even started. ArtFight etiquette. Just like last year, there was a huge influx of new users and people who have never heard of ArtFight before joining the event this year, which came with a laundry list of its own issues. People can't seem to read the rules, which resulted in so much unnecessary arguing. Specifically, people complaining that they weren't getting enough attacks. People complaining that they weren't getting revenges. And unfortunately, this is behavior that you're gonna see every single year. This is a fun event. Well, at least it's supposed to be. There is no prize. There is no losing necessarily. People have lives, people have jobs and other things going on. If you attack someone and expect to get revenged, then I think that's kind of your problem. Some people were also talking about users picking favorites. They would only revenge certain people, and I feel like I'm a little bit guilty of doing this myself. I didn't want to burn myself out by drawing characters that I wasn't feeling inspired or motivated by. and I quickly felt that when I was prioritizing revenges over anything else. Though of course I was still showing my appreciation on every single attack that I got by leaving a comment, which I feel is the least you could do. If you attack someone, don't expect them to leave a comment right away. Like I said, people have jobs, people have lives, there are things going on. Sometimes people will take days or weeks to notice that you attacked them just because they're not active on the website, or the website is just kind of buggy sometimes. So please be patient, and even if they don't respond to your attack, then just move on with your life. It's not the end of the world, I promise. I feel like it's always kind of a rare case for people just to ignore your attack straight up, but sometimes it will happen and you just have to move on. Should big artists be allowed to participate? Some people were upset that big artists are allowed on ArtFight because they get lots of attacks while they get little to none. They think these big artists are stealing attacks away from everybody else, which is just not true. Unfortunately, this is how things are. People with more followers are going to get more attacks from their fans. Just because you don't get the number of attacks that you were hoping doesn't mean it's someone else's fault. Big artists are not taking away attacks from you. My personal takes and what I hope to see in the future. So in this portion of the video, I want to talk about things that I hope I see in the future or are implemented next year, because these are some things that I was kind of annoyed by this year. Obviously, it's not a big deal. I still had a lot of fun, but I just want to talk about my opinions for a second. When someone includes your character in a mass attack but doesn't attack you specifically, it will not show up on your profile as a defense. And I received a couple of mass attacks this year, but I can't see them on my page, and I think that really sucks. So I hope that next year they will still show up in your defenses, even if they're not attacking your character first on the list of the mass attack. I hope that makes sense. I also hope that next year they're going to change the layout and UI of the website. I feel like it is in much need of a refresh, and I know the ArtFight team said that they've been working on it, and they've had kind of an increased budget the last few years with more people joining, so I really hope to see that next year. We kind of talked about some negativity. Let's talk about all of the good and positive things this year. This was the most fun and productive year I've had on ArtFight, and this is my 3rd year, so it was extra exciting because I feel like, I don't know, 3 is kind of a special year, and I couldn't be more happy with my experience. This is also the most defenses I have ever gotten, and seeing my characters portrayed together and everyone's styles was just so incredibly heartwarming, and it really made my entire year. It inspired me and motivated me to keep going and push through to my goal of 31 attacks. So thank you all so much for making this year so special for me, and I hope that next year will be just as awesome. I was also in this super cool and super top secret group called Team Tuber, which was just a group that we collected of art tubers where we got together and would coordinate attacks on people that had little to no attacks or bad battle ratios or just newbies that joined this year. It was so awesome to see how people would react when we would coordinate an attack on them. It was always such a surprise, and it felt like giving gifts on Christmas. It was just really awesome, and I hope I get to experience that next year as well. I also saw that there were a few other groups floating around that were taking inspiration from us, so shout out to them. Shout out Team Goober because they attacked all of Team Tuber. That was crazy. You guys are awesome. And who knows, maybe next year you'll get attacked by Team Tuber. In conclusion, ArtFight is super fun and wholesome despite all of the drama you might see on the internet. If you're thinking about joining next year, please do it. I encourage it so much. It has taught me so many things, and I've gotten to meet so many cool people, and obviously the free art that you get is worth more than anything. I feel the event kind of has a menacing reputation. I promise it's not like a military boot camp where you have to log in at like 7 a.m. and draw 100 attacks by 7 p.m. You can go at your own pace. If you only do a couple attacks, that's fine. There is no rush, there is no pressure. Don't focus on the teams is my biggest advice. Also try and branch out and not just attack your friends, which I know can be a little bit scary, but I promise it's worth it. Meet new people and you'll also get some sick art of your own characters. So that is kind of the end of this ArtFight recap video. Let me know your ArtFight experiences down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. I'm hoping to make one of these like every year as kind of like a, I don't know, an annual ArtFight video. So let me know if you guys enjoyed stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!